All right, lock in. All right, chat. Let's go see this. I need Panky X Huggy kissing. What? 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 Chat. All right. Here we are. I picked up the videos. It's basically I've reacted to this guy before in the past. I think he made a video about about how Steam being a monopoly is a good thing, which I disagreed with personally. But I like the video. But I want to watch this video. He made a video. Everything runs like shit now, which is painfully true. I want to lock in. I want to watch it. Anyway, let's lock in.
Monster Hunter Wilds has sold over 10 million copies, and you can verify this. Like, this is real. Coming from their investor relations report, Monster Hunter Wilds 10 million copies sold.
That's fucking crazy. By the way, I can't even play Monster Hunter Wilds anymore. Dude, no. It's fucked up because so if you don't know anything about what's going on with Monster Hunter Wilds, is that recently they launched Title Update 2 to Monster Hunter, okay? They launched Title Update 2, which alongside like major content for Monster Hunter, like adding like new missions, new things to do, like blah 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 blah. They also added performance fixes. However, the performance fixes they added didn't fix anything, and they actually made the performance way worse. So now people who could play Monster Hunter before on like medium settings, now they literally can't play Monster Hunter without it being at the worst settings possible. And even then, they'll still get stuttering. It's fucking crazy. I don't know what they're doing with the PC port because I don't know how this game plays on like a PlayStation or whatever. I do not know what the fuck Capcom is doing though. I do not know how they are fucking up this bad with the PC port, but holy fuck is it bad. It's rough. And so now Kachi, poor Kachi, she can't even play Monster Hunter.
Must be a damn great game. So let's go ahead and boot up Monster Hunter Wilds. What the fuck? You have to compile.
I remember when I bought this game on launch day, we spent the first 30 to 40 minutes of stream waiting for this bar for the optimizing game data to finish, okay? And then the minute I got into the game, there was an issue where if you had DLSS turned on, the game would immediately crash. And so I didn't know that. So the game crashed, I loaded it back up. I needed to wait like another 20 to 30 minutes for this bar to load all the way back up from the beginning. I turned on DLSS again because I didn't realize that was the issue, and then it crashed again. And then I realized maybe it was DLSS that was the issue. So I loaded the game back up. I had to wait another 20 to 30 minutes in the optimizing game data screen, and I turned off DLSS, and then I was finally able to play Monster Hunter Wilds on launch day. It genuinely took me like an hour and a half to 2 hours of like waiting on this screen to actually play the game when it launched on release night for stream.
Oh, shaders. Okay. If we compile shaders, the game is gonna run really smoothly. So I'll go ahead and wait this out.
It was pretty bad. It was really bad.
Dude, that took over 6 minutes. Dude, I remember when we were playing on hard drives.
You can watch the whole thing on the VOD.
Like a minute or two to
awful.
load a game, but now we're taking 6 minutes to load a game. Apparently, it's worth it because these shader compilations should make the game run very smoothly on my system, so it should all be worth it.
Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't know.
Bro. This
Stop.
game looks awful.
Start moving your camera.
Fuck? They released
Put it right here.
this
We'll put it
game?
right here.
Look how like blocky
6 minutes is insane, by the way. It took at least 20. That was crazy.
it is, and this looks like shit. And it also looks like the entire world is like crawling. It has to be the game settings we're running on. Okay, let's go into this. Let's see.
It's bad, dude.
1080p.
It's
We're
fucking
at
bad,
medium
man.
settings. Oh, we got DLSS performance on? Wait, so this is rendering from 540p? to 1080p? Oh, let's just turn that off. We're getting like 40 FPS. mid-40s? Wait, so when I start fighting,
Oh,
then I'm only getting
30?
in the 30s, maybe 40 on medium settings on a new graphics card. Oh shit.
One time my friend sent me 100+ femboy TikToks in one day.
Guys, it's the
That's
frame rate.
gay.
It's not me. I swear. Am I crazy too? But like we're upscaling from 540p and this game doesn't even look good. By the way, this game was $70. So despite the
Look, Monster Hunter Wilds is a great game. In my opinion, I've played a few of the Monster Hunters. I played Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, I played Monster Hunter World, and then I played Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds was the only one I actually enjoyed playing out of all of them. I'm not gonna lie. Look, I think Monster Hunter Wilds is a great game. The graphics are pretty subpar. They're pretty dog shit for what they are, considering, you know, it's like a brand new Capcom release, and the performance is abhorrent. And it's so unfortunate that despite the graphics being dog shit and the performance being absolutely abhorrent, it's actually just like one of my favorite games that came out this year if we're talking purely about gameplay.
1.3 million players that played on Steam around like the launch of the game 3 months ago. They made the game in this state that just runs like shit. And now the retention for the game has not been very good. You know, Monster Hunter games usually retain a lot of players.
World for a bit recently had more players than Wilds did. Wilds did just drop an update though. That's crazy, by the way.
Because there's tons of stuff to do in the game. When you look at the Steam reviews now for Monster Hunter Wilds, it's Monster Hunter Wilds is way too short, too easy, too streamlined, too expensive, $70 for this, by the way, and it runs like trash.
Look, okay, in my opinion, I think the people who are complaining, I think the people who complain about Monster Hunter Wilds, I think the people who complain about Monster Hunter Wilds being too easy are a little dumb. That's me though, because I mean, like, for me, I thought it was pretty challenging at some parts, like especially like Tempered Gore Magala. And then it's also Monster Hunter games generally are pretty easy at launch from what I've heard from other fans. And as they add more content, more updates, the game only gets harder as they add like more pinnacle bosses to the game, right? From what I've heard, right? So I think the people complaining about it being easy, I don't think that's valid. I think streamlined is retarded because Monster Hunter is pretty infamously a very slow, very not fun game to get through, and I think all of the streamlined things they added make it way more fun, and you can actually get to like the combat and play the game and do all the cool shit that you want to do. It being too short, I kind of agree with, because I was only able to play it for like 50 to 60 hours before I basically hit the cap of what I could do. And from what I heard, like Monster Hunter games at launch are generally like a little bit longer, like in the 80 to 100 hour range at launch anyway.
Like trash. Many other people have been saying it has incredibly poor performance, not really a good look, and the overall reviews recently for Monster Hunter Wilds have been switching to overwhelmingly negative. People are very unhappy with the game, and they haven't updated it or changed anything significantly from the launch of the game. So just you over 1 million concurrent
That
players.
is crazy, by the way, that it launched with nearly 1.4 million people, and it's at under 10,000 people only 3 months after launch. That is kind of an insane drop. Like, I would think it would if you asked me, like, Panky, what do you think, like, if without looking, with knowing that the peak was 1.4 million total players, like, what do I think like the concurrent players would be right now? I'd say anywhere in the range from 50 to 100,000 people concurrently. 9,000 is crazy.
At launch, like 10 million copies sold. You Steam. And it's not that much better on console either. It's still very blurry because they're upscaling like crazy on console as well. When you compare
I would say
Monster Hunter Wilds to
it gives live service games a bad rep, but the bar is abysmally low.
That Capcom released. Well,
Yikes.
It starts to paint a picture. How did this game get so bad?
Not even
and how is
live
today's
service.
sponsor so damn good? Hey, this is my bed.
Now,
But
because
something
I'm a
crazy
React
happened. I just
slop
received
Andy
the
who
biggest
reacts
package
to
from Flexi
people's
Spot
videos and stuff
ever.
on stream, I do the basic courtesy of, you know, watching their shit on
and
stream.
yes, it is beautiful. And the first step for a new
And watching their
high-quality
fucking ad
bed is to
reads,
take out
because
the old
if I'm gonna
bed.
react
And
to
that
their
has got a little...
stuff, it's fine.
Oh.
I hate it.
Oh, I meant it.
As you see,
Oh,
a
it's
bit of
over.
a precarious situation with this bed because there's a lot of fasteners on it that you have to use tools to manually put them on. I know, caveman stuff.
It's rough though. Yummy slot for the piggies. My little YouTube piggies. Look, I have to give attention to the YouTube audience too. I appreciate the people who watch me on YouTube. They're great. They're honestly amazing. I have to give them attention too sometimes.
You can literally quick release your rug and put it into the washer.
Yeah, I have to give my YouTube piggies their slop too. I'm here again. Hi. Hello. What do you mean why? I have loyal video, but look, as a streamer, not everybody who likes my content can catch me live. So if they want to watch my content but can't catch me live, just go to my YouTube. Because like I just upload content on there. I just upload like snippets and segments from my streams on there. Oh my god, it's that cat. It's a kitty. Ashley, I love you, Ashley. She's in my beanbag right now. I think her favorite spot in the house is my beanbag. I bought that so that I could have something to sit on while I jerk off on Fansly, for stream. Like whenever I do my Fansly streams, like I have like a chair to sit on so I could jerk off on. And now it's been relegated to my cat's favorite little place to sleep on in the whole house. So take that with what you will.
Monster Hunter World on the same GPU, the RTX 4060, I can get it running at max settings at 1440p without any upscaling bullshit, and it's getting about 60 FPS with...
To be fair, this did launch around like 2017, 2018, but in all fairness, Monster Hunter World looks just as good as Monster Hunter Wilds. So...
just like very few dips under 60, and you can even drop it to high settings at 1440p native and get like
I got hit by a car today.
FPS if you really
What
want
the
to.
hell?
Monster Hunter World still holds up decently well against Wilds. Wilds doesn't look that much better than the older game that came out 7 years ago.
Yeah.
If you look at things like the vistas, the set pieces that are in Monster Hunter World, look at this environment.
Now, to be fair, he is showing off the very first area in Monster Hunter here, which in my opinion is the ugliest area in the entire game. He's not giving any fair credit to Wilds here because there are some great gorgeous places in Wilds, but like I think he is right that the game generally looks about the same as World does graphically.
It is pretty dense. It looks pretty
but
cool.
he is not giving it any credit. He isn't showing the forge area, which is my favorite area in the game. What game is that? Why? It's
really
Monster
Hunter
Hunter
Wilds. One of the major
Wilds.
flaws with Monster Hunter World graphically was the texture detail, that it's pretty low res. Look at the ground here. Look
that is
at the
rough.
character models. They're pretty blurry. But if you uploaded to Wilds, you would think, oh, they would improve that for the new game. Well, they didn't really improve texture detail in Wilds, despite it being 7 years later. The other problem with Monster Hunter World is the geometric detail. So
is it good? I thought it's good.
Polygon detail.
My official opinion on Monster Hunter Wilds is that I love Monster Hunter Wilds. I think it's genuinely a really great game. Okay? But I think I would wait on getting it until the performance improves and they add just like a little bit more content wise to the game. And like if you're really hungering to get it, just wait for a sale. I don't know if it's on sale right now in fact, I'll check. We'll check right now. Let's go to the store page. Is it on sale right now? If you want to get it, it's on sale for 20% off, but probably my guess is that next year they're going to have it on sale for somewhere closer to like 30 or 40% off, and that'll be in time for them to release the next deal, the first DLC for this game. So, if you're not like antsy to play it, just wait till next year when they have it on sale for more and they launch it with the DLC.
that is in the game, so the world looks kind of flat.
I'll take your word for it and play it. I think it's a great game. It's just, if you're not like particularly, I mean, as a non-Monster Hunter fan, Monster Hunter Wilds was able to get me to play was able to get me to enjoy Monster Hunter for the first time. So yeah, I'm gonna glaze it, Laz, because I was not a Monster Hunter fan until I played Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds is the first Monster Hunter game that I have played and I have genuinely enjoyed as someone who has hated them. Capcom Slave, Sammy, you unironically text me every other day saying, should you gamble in Fate Go? You are fucking retarded. You are a gotcha fucking slave to like Blue Archive or Fate Go. You dumb piece of shit. You are retarded. You unironically spend hundreds of dollars in Fate Go and think that's okay.
That Monster Hunter Wilds, the environment has more geometric.
I spend $70 once on Monster Hunter and I play it.
3D detail, but the new game doesn't look that much better than the old game. Yet it struggles to even get 40 FPS at 1080p.
I agree.
1080p, not even 1440p on medium settings.
Shame because the game is. That's what I'm saying, dude. Is like, as much as you can shit talk Monster Hunter Wilds for being bad in terms of its performance, nobody has said that it's a bad game in terms of its like gameplay and combat. The combat is some of the most fun combat I've had in any game I've played, period. It's so good.
Wilds is so bad that at the recommended settings for the game, they want you to use frame generation from 30 FPS to get you up to 60. Which means you're going to use these duplicated frames, these interpolated frames that have visual artifacts in them. They also increase the latency, the responsiveness of your game, just to hit 60 FPS.
I need more in my veins. Last, we got to stop you, bro.
It's going to run, and it's also going to feel like shit. And that's what brings us to the king of optimization. We all know the Doom franchise. It's always been known to run super well, super clean, and the latest
pregnancy
installment
test
of the game has just come out. So I'm excited to try this game because they're going to be super well optimized.
PC nerd shit.
Well, a bit of a problem there. So the RTX 4060 at 1440p, which is something pretty normal for a Doom game to play at, with upscaling on ultra settings, which in other games is equivalent to like high settings. This game is a weird way to set that up. It's only getting like 60 FPS on the RTX 4060. You could argue this GPU isn't really built for that. I would argue that it should be able to do that in a Doom
Was not
game,
here when he spoke on console, I see.
Over to Doom Eternal. At 1440p ultra settings as well in Doom Eternal, it's getting over 150 FPS on the same graphics card.
Oh, it's over. Doom Eternal's amazing, by the way. I bought Doom Eternal the other day. I think I want to play it on stream sometime.
Like we were in Doom.
Kind of looks like an Apex and Destiny crossover. Are you retarded? What did you just say to me? Did you just say that Doom looks like an Apex? And I need you to get out of this stream right now. Before I put you in the crystal for a century. That's a statement that's gonna get you put in the crystal for a century. Holy fuck, we gotta kill you.
Gauges. And shoot, you can
not Doom. What were you talking about?
Play at 4K native at the same settings on this 4060. And
what? That's crazy.
Get more frames than we
did.
The
crystal
on Doom
of Doom
and
and Despair.
And just look at the game. Yeah, it doesn't look as good as Dark Ages, but it still looks very, very good, and it's running.
I think this looks amazing. What are we talking about?
Much better, and that's something about Doom.
Doom Eternal was such a good game. Whatever game you're looking at right now, this is Doom. This is Doom.
Beast just ripping through demons the whole time. And for that to be so much harder to achieve.
No, I'm being rage baited. No, I'm being rage baited. What the fuck? This is rage bait. This guy's being retarded. He's rage baiting me.
Without insane upscaling and frame generation doesn't feel the same
it's rage
on
bait.
The new Doom game. That is only one part of it, because if we look at the PC system requirements, you have to have a ray tracing capable GPU. So Doom games that could typically run on a potato, I've seen people run Doom, like the older ones, on a freaking display adapter for an iPhone. You might argue too, like, hey, turn on frame generation. And
why are we slandering Doom like this? I think his point about saying like Doom being a franchise that can run on anything, I think that's a little like, I think it's a little bit of a far reach, because Doom 1, like the original one, is known for running on everything. But like that doesn't mean that the new games have to like be like these like super, well, I don't know. They doesn't, I don't know. I think it's a little far reaching, but like regardless of me, like I see where he's trying to get at. I think it's a little far reaching, but regardless, he's just trying to say that the new Doom game runs like dog shit. When historically Doom games are relatively like really well optimized, specifically so that you can play them at super high frame rates and super high like settings and stuff like that. And it looks like ass, I'm afraid.
It's use a technology to work around the shortcomings of the game development here.
And it's like I agree with the sentiment. Games are running like ass nowadays. They're running like dog shit. Like why are we getting so many games that run like shit? Like fucking Dragon's Dogma 2. Do you guys remember Dragon's Dogma 2 launch where it ran piss fucking poor for like no reason? Like why?
It doesn't really work on a lower end graphics card. Like an RTX 4060 doesn't have enough VRAM.
Nobody has stretched the truth to prove a point. Yes.
Properly in this game. But if you didn't think the poor performance in Doom the Dark Ages was enough, like you really want to just get fucked. All right, I put us at high settings at 1080p. Right now we're getting about
Don't you ever disrespect my favorite game like that. I'm not saying it's bad.
FPS, which isn't really saying much on the 4060. They want to punish you for trying to purchase and play their game. So they added path tracing to the game. Path tracing is every effect in the game is pretty much ray traced. Not only does it look extremely blurry, it's also only running at 6 FPS.
That's fucking awful.
So
oh my god.
On some upscaling. Oh, it's already using upscaling. I thought I turned that off. That's not good. We're already upscaling from 540p. That's why. It's
rough.
Even changing a setting here to try to make it run better.
It's rough.
Awful, but we're still only getting 6 FPS.
Destiny because it's an FPS with lots of abilities and cooldowns. You can argue
with path tracing. It's like, oh, you wouldn't really use it with this specific graphics card. Path tracing.
If you play Destiny, you're a cuck. You're genuinely a cuck if you play Destiny.
Or of a future-proofing feature, so in 10 years when we can use path tracing kind of consistently on our graphics cards, that people can actually run the current Doom in today. Cool, I guess it has some future-proofing, but who the hell is going to use this? A couple hundred of you that got your hands on a $4,000 5090, and that's what you'll be using to path trace.
When my computer's trying to play Microsoft,
this, but like a side
free
note with Doom the Dark Ages
from it for like a month.
Game,
that's crazy. So we're playing Destiny 3 on stream, right, Panky? Destiny 3? Have they already given up on Destiny 2?
At first, like I bought this game because I wanted to test it, and
you play For Honor. You unironically still play For Honor to this day. I didn't know they were still updating that game. You unironically play that? What the hell?
The early access version, which was $100. But then also when I bought the game, all right, let's launch her up. Okay, so I got a crash already. It wouldn't launch on my graphics card. I kept trying to launch it, fail, launch it, fail, launch it, fail.
There's a bug at launch where you have to disable. Oh yeah, do you remember this, guys? Where at launch, like there was a driver GPU update for Doom the Dark Ages, where if you updated your driver specifically for Doom the Dark Ages, the update actually fucked up the game and you couldn't run it. Do you remember that? That's so funny. And everyone on Twitter, there was a bunch of people on Twitter who were like, you're a fucking idiot if you updated your drivers to play Doom the Dark Ages and didn't realize that the drivers broke the game. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? One of the things that you always do for modern games is you look at your drivers to make sure that you have all your drivers updated to run it. What the fuck are we talking about? Like, what? I need these people killed. Also, Sammy, I fucking hate you. You're a pathetic little piece of shit bunny glazer. I hate you. I want you to die. You should kill yourself. I fucking hate you, you pathetic piece of shit. I want you to die. Kill yourself. Lock in.
Fail. Launch it. Fail. Launch it. Fail. So by paying $100 for early access of this game, You're also an early access tester.
Oh man.
You're a beta tester at that point, and it feels the same way
Oh
with
man,
Monster
I
Hunter
love
Wilds.
it,
The
dude.
newest
I
Doom
love it.
runs like shit, and it requires ray tracing to work on your system. None other Dooms did that in the past.
I
Let's
think
try
that wasn't a
competitive games.
redeem,
Competitive
guys.
games always run well, you know what I mean? Let's hop over to Marvel Rivals, an Unreal Engine 5 game that is also a competitive shooter. You know,
Every time I see Unreal Engine, I just know the game is gonna run like dog shit. I just know the game is gonna run like total fucking dog shit. Like, I love Clair Obscur. Clair Obscur is the best game of the entire year, hands down, and it's not even funny. Clair Obscur is one of the best games I have ever played in my entire life. But holy fuck, it runs like ass. And guess what it's in? Unreal Engine 5. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate seeing Unreal Engine. Stop using Unreal Engine. It makes your games run like shit.
Unreal Engine 5 is known for how well it runs.
I love to see this guy use different GPUs to see multiple possibilities of why these games run so horribly.
This should run great as well. You know, it doesn't run that bad. At 1080p, if we use medium settings, we can get like 90 FPS or so.
He's using a 4060, which, by the way, a 4060 is only one card level below what I had in my streaming PC before I made a gaming PC, right? So right now I have a 2 PC setup. I used to just stream exclusively like my OBS and VTube Studio and my game all from one PC, okay, which had a 4070 in it, I think. 4060 or 4070. And then I realized that it's not viable anymore for me to keep running OBS, VTube Studio, and a game all on the same PC. So now I have my streaming PC running OBS and VTube Studio, and my gaming PC, which you are currently seeing like right now where I'm running this video, is where I exclusively use it to play games. So I can play them at max settings on stream, or the highest settings I can without it like looking like shit or running like shit.
That's pretty good on the 4060. Now if you up it to 1440p.
Does your streaming PC have a GPU in it? Yeah, of course it does. I said it has a 4070.
You're gonna be getting only like 60 FPS at 1440p. So with some upscaling, you can get improved performance and actually be competitive with an RTX 4060.
Holy shit. Unrelated, but look at her fucking cheeks. Wait. Look at the fucking... Oh my god. Holy fuck. Look at the cheeks on her. Oh my god. Oh my... Holy fuck. What are they feeding these devs in Marvel Rivals? Oh my god. Gooner Vision goes crazy. I see everyone in this game is caked. Holy, maybe I should start playing Marvel Rivals.
60 at
I've never played it.
I guess you want to call it that. Well, what happens?
Holy
when we hop
shit,
over
her
to a game
cheeks.
Like Overwatch 2 at medium settings at 1440p. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like quadruple the frame rate feels a little bit better on the 4060 at native 1440p. It's a major difference between these competitive titles. So an Unreal Engine...
I'm not gonna lie, he kind of has a point. Overwatch 2 does kind of mog Marvel Rivals, even though Marvel Rivals looks just as good as Overwatch 2. How the fuck is the performance still kind of dookie?
5 competitive game.
I can teach you the ropes if you take... No,
I'm in the
go away.
Range
let go of the
medium
rope.
settings.
Just let go of it at that point. Huge recommendation, try Wolverine. No, I'm gonna play Squirrel Girl and only Squirrel Girl.
First off, I'm not super happy with how these reflections look, but you know, it's a competitive game. Who cares really about what the game looks that much? You're here to play the game, right? So first off, let's look over here. We're getting about 120 FPS on
great stream as always. Thank you, Downcast. I love it. You
up
Squirrel Girl, she's hot as fuck. I love BBWs. I would give Squirrel Girl so many fucking babies. It's not even funny.
Settings to high. We went from about 120 and now
I want to impregnate Squirrel Girl with my girl cum.
About 90.
You can't be dead ass. I am literally dead ass. I want to impregnate her. I want Squirrel Girl to I want to mating press her. I want to breed the fuck out of her. Squirrel Girl is underrated. What? You Squirrel Girl? Not you, gamer? Oh, you're talking to fucking Fizzy? She's so ass to play. Squirrel Girl canonically has a thing for Wolverine. Oh. but that's gonna be so hard to play as her. One-handed mode is no joke. But she's hot, but God, she's awful. We're all gooning to Loki. We gotta kill you.
95 FPS. If you want to up the settings again, we can go to Ultra, and now we've all of a sudden about cut our FPS in half. Now,
I don't know. That's kind of fucked up. I don't know. That is kind of fucked up.
I can change with these settings, and I want you
because, like, in my opinion, this game doesn't look that much better than Overwatch, and Overwatch is able to run at like twice the FPS.
Too. And tell
even
me
quadruple
which one is
sometimes.
A higher resolution, which one is sharper? I'm gonna put these side by side. What do you think? But a weird phenomenon about Marvel Rivals is it seems like
now we all goon to Venom and his fat ass. What?
But the game actually looks less sharp and it looks blurrier than it would on the lower settings. Because on the left side here that you're looking at the whole time was medium settings. Then on the right side was high settings. Now, what does high settings do in this game? Obviously, this is an Unreal Engine 5 game. It has Nanite and Lumen. Lumen is a real-time lighting technology for global illumination.
As long as I'm hitting 30 FPS, I'm not complaining.
Nowadays,
I'm going to be real with you. If I'm not hitting at least 60, I'm pissed. I'm upset. Because I should be... With my setup, I have a 50, 60... 50 60 70 in my I think it's a 50 70. I have a 50 70 in my gaming PC. I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. I have like a Ryzen 7 9800 like 3X or something like that. Like I have some insanely decked out specs for my gaming PC. If I'm not hitting 60 on like every game I'm playing, I'm pissed.
Reflections on the high preset as well, but they ended up changing that to just having screen space reflections, probably because it's so demanding.
9800 X3D, yes.
Looks worse than how
Panky isn't 500.
Medium settings do, at least in some cases, is because Lumen is a software-based ray tracing feature. And ray tracing is extremely demanding because it's casting all of these rays and it's trying to make up a functional image with just those little points in space. It doesn't always look the sharpest thing in the world. The only way we can get ray tracing to look decent in games is by using things like denoising. It can look decent standing still here.
I have a 3-year-old game PC that to manually boot up, but she treats me well.
On this little like circular big old thing here, I guess. And you see how there's like an ambient occlusion as it goes into that corner? It gets darker. Well, look as I'm going past it here. And it's completely smearing it and breaking it up. And that's because as I'm going past, I'm disoccluding the area. And the denoiser gets completely messed up. And it's temporally accumulating some things that cause ghosting. That's why it looks so rough. And another weird phenomenon.
That's awful.
Lumen is a software.
This feels super nitpicky. I think what he's I think like what he's trying to get at is that it's like games before, like I don't think we really had to worry about this. Like it is nitpicky, but like it's the idea that it's like this game doesn't look that much better than Overwatch. Overwatch, for all of its faults, doesn't have this issue. It doesn't have this issue. It doesn't. So it's like, what the fuck is going on with this? Why is this even happening in the first place? Like what are we doing?
They always cast rays. Go around this corner here.
How's the breedable femboy? I gotta kill you, Uriel.
As you see, this doesn't make any sense, but the ambient occlusion that's over there starts to fade in as we're walking by.
It is kind of weird. I mean, like, I know it's nitpicky, but it is kind of fucked up.
Which is so weird, and it's because Lumen actually takes into account some things that are in your screen space. So Lumen doesn't know what's behind this wall here, this big old gray wall. It doesn't make the ambient occlusion for those objects anymore. It just doesn't exist. Is when we drop down to medium settings in the game, there basically is no ambient occlusion in this game, but you can bake ambient occlusion into your environment and it looks pretty decent, to be honest. Ambient occlusion here, if it was baked in, would be more accurate than what Lumen was representing, despite Lumen also being
because Overwatch doesn't have a structural map, but I'm also an idiot.
Many reasons makes Lumen completely counterintuitive to what.
Are we looking at the ambient occlusions? Iron Man drops the nuke on your head. Look, Baz, I need you to lock in, okay? Stop glazing.
Competitive game would.
Could you turn up the volume?
Lumen could be used to just enhance the detail in the game for screenshots and stuff, but At a fundamental sense, it is a worse for a competitive shooter. Not only does it smear
glazing, you're glazing
like this, it's also less sharp, and it runs worse on your system. Now, I don't doubt that over time, Marvel Rivals will start to run a little bit better as hardware improves and maybe some optimizations to Unreal Engine improve as well.
Panky, just want you to know I'm hungover. What?
But at the same time, right now, it's like, why wouldn't you just use a different method of making the game? You could put all the blame on this to Unreal Engine. That Unreal Engine just runs like shit and stuff. That isn't even necessarily the case. A lot of games can still make Unreal Engine 5 work very, very well, and has a lot of advantages.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of issues with Unreal Engine games recently, and I just know they're dog shit.
Like it being very mainstream, being accessible to the public, lots of on-store assets.
Please take advantage of me, Les. What?
Use in your games. Very, very widely supported. A lot of people have experience in it, and Unreal Engine 5 makes a lot of sense for people. That's why you see companies like CDPR, CD Projekt Red, making The Witcher 4 in Unreal Engine 5, and instead of, you know, improving their Red engine, which they used in Cyberpunk, which was also a very impressive engine as well, they're using Unreal Engine 5 and just improving on it with
Oh, so it's gonna run like ass, I'm afraid. Panky, I'm killing you.
Witcher 4. That doesn't mean a lot of developers don't fall into the trap of Unreal Engine. It has this dynamic environment, it has this real-time lighting system. Well, you could just have the whole game
fucking Arc, dog shit Arc slop. Fucking hate Arc.
For you.
Dog
and,
shit
know,
game.
Maybe it'll have a performance hit. That's what gets me so
Arc is gonna run like dog shit. Arc 1 ran like dog shit and they never fixed it. Arc 2 is gonna run even worse.
Frustrated with a game like Black Myth Wukong. I love Black Myth Wukong. Very fun game. I've enjoyed it. But the performance of this game is awful. Like a 4060 struggles to run this game at 1080p. And if you want to run even reasonable graphics cards at 1440p, you're going to be upscaling and using that kind of stuff. They're obviously leaning on...
I think what he's getting at is that it's like games like we're starting to get to the issue where it's like in order to run games at like, oh, you deadass couldn't play Wukong. That's fucking crazy. It's like developers are starting to rely on things like DLSS and frame generation in order to play games now. Where it's like instead of DLSS and being frame generation to like maybe give you like up from like, I don't know, like 70, 80 frames up to like 90, 100 frames. Like they're using it as a crutch to like get you from like 30 frames a second and less to like maybe at best like 50 frames. It's like why are we relying on these like technologies like DLSS and frame generation, which are not meant to be things you have to rely on to get the game to run well? Like, why are we relying on this? Why are we relying on this? Like, can't we just make the game run well? What is this? This is why I only play DRG, For Honor, and Battlefront 2. I think you're just... Scruffy, do you want me to be honest with you? I think you're someone who you played a lot of DRG, Deep Rock Galactic, For Honor, and Battlefront 2. You played it a lot back like 8 years ago, right? Because those are all games that came out around in like 7 to 9 years ago, somewhere in that range. I think you played all of those games 7 to 9 years ago, and you miss the time you had 7 to 9 years ago playing those games with your friends. And now you're still trying to cling on to that feeling you had 7 to 9 years ago before COVID happened, and you're trying to hold on to those memories as hard as you can. So in order to like to convince yourself that you're still in those good times, you play those games from the good times that you had so that you can convince yourself you're still in those good times instead of moving on.
Upscaling just to get the game to run properly. And it can look pretty visually impressive at times, but what gets me going a little bit crazy about it, unlike some other games that would really benefit from having a dynamic lighting system, like say for example,
anyone who plays R6. I only started playing For Honor and Deep Rock Galactic a year ago. Lock in, buddy.
Relatively small team out of Ukraine, which I think they moved when the war happened. But this game is on Unreal Engine 5. It does run like shit. The RTX 4060 absolutely struggles in this game, even at medium settings.
Stalker. I wanted to play Stalker. I heard the performance is a little stinky.
not really a good look. It does make a little bit sense to be in UE5. One, because it's a relatively small team, just like Black Myth Wukong, but Stalker 2 also has a dynamic lighting system. Like, it has a day-night cycle and everything. It has areas that you'd be exploring with different light sources, and it makes sense to have a dynamic lighting
play
system.
Valorant? Panky, do hard drugs. Panky, do heroin. Panky, smoke meth on stream. Panky, pour alcohol up your fucking asshole and get drunk. No! Fuck you!
In the game, at least a little bit more. Now, there's a bunch of issues with it. Like, I don't even think Lumen looks that good
Kill
in Stalker
yourself.
2 because the reflections don't look that sharp, because the environments have like a bunch of light bleed and everything. But at the same time, I get why they would use UE5 for this game, even if it is so demanding.
Look, Clair Obscure was a great game. I totally understand why they used Unreal 5, but there is no reason that I shouldn't be able to run the game at max settings at 60 FPS. Like, no issue. When in reality, I play the game at max settings, and at best, I'm getting 20 to 30 FPS.
Doesn't mean people are going to want to play it, though, because it's very freaking hard to run on your system. That isn't a very good experience for most people. Which gets me even more confused about Black Myth Wukong.
Laz, did you go to Micro Center, by the way? Or when are you going to Micro Center to go upgrade your PC?
Really,
what game is that? It was Stalker 2.
Need to have a fully dynamic lighting system in the game. Yeah, it could make it look better in certain scenarios, but Black Myth Wukong is so hard
Maybe
to
next
run
week. Go to
because
Micro
it's
Center.
using Nanite and Lumen within the
Micro
game.
Center makes me
and
come.
it doesn't really need it. The entire environment stays the same.
RX 9060 or RTX 5060 Ti. Holy fuck.
They could bake all the lights in this environment and have it run absolutely great.
You
That's
should
also not to say that you
judge
can't
chat
get
based on
Nanite
their
and Lumen running
multiplayer
pretty
games of
well in the
choice.
game as well. Like, we hop over to Expedition 33.
If you play Valorant, kill yourself. If you play Rainbow Six Siege, kill yourself. If you play Marvel Rivals, kill yourself. If you play League of Legends, double kill yourself. If you play Deadlock, you're invited to the orgy.
This game doesn't have the best mesh detail or the best textures in a game ever, but this was also made by a relatively small team, which is cool because Unreal Engine allows a lot of dev studios to do this. But unlike a lot of the other games, Expedition 33 isn't that bad to run. It
is. No, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Expedition 33 fucking sucks to run. No. We're loading this up right now. No, I refuse. I play the Bazaar and Mecha Break. You still play the Bazaar? After Northernlion decided to quit the Bazaar after he was sick and tired of the updates being dog shit? Nah, you're a cuck. Panky wants me to find a ledge, I guess. I do. This is my favorite mod. Ah! Give me a sec. Oh! You're a slave to Northernlion? I am. I'm not a slave to the whims of NL. NL had good reasons for leaving Bazaar. Because they didn't give a shit about their fan base. They consistently let him down by having dog shit optimization and server problems. And they just made the game worse with updates. Why did I lose signal? What the fuck? Why did I lose signal? What the hell? Give me a second. What the hell? Expedition 33, what are you doing? No signal? Lock in? Anyone still play TF2? Hold on. Give me a second. Maybe it has to be because it's like a window. I don't know why Expedition 33 has issues. Someone summon me? Absolutely. Sorry, lock in. Elgato, I need you to lock the fuck in. Settings. Gameplay. Graphics. Gameplay. General. Resolution. Max. No. Not full screen. Borderless windowed. That should work. All right, boom, there we go. All right, now, high epic. Now we're gonna run this at epic settings, okay? DLSS, fucking resolution scale, DLAA, we'll limit that to like 60. VSync on, active monitor, there we go. Gamma, all right. The game unfortunately kind of runs like shit. Oh, you guys were right. Monster Hunter Worlds is low-key unplayable. It is. There's no way. Hey, I'm trying to make a point right now by saying that this game runs like shit. Can you like run like shit like I was saying it does? No, there we go. Apply. Boom. Performance, DLAA, VSync enabled. Okay. Can you run worse? I feel what do you mean? I'm trying. Give me a second. I can't aim for shit. You can just say you're bad. I'm sorry you had to find out like this. Team Fortress 2. See? So I'm playing at ultra settings. I'm trying to play it like the max bullshit right now. Let's go into a fight. Okay? Panky might be dumb. No, I'm so dead ass. My game was not running great. Run Royal Strats. We have okay. The FPS dropped. Okay. And this guy was saying that he was running it at like max settings and shit for on like a 3060, and I'm on a 5070 on max settings, and it's not running good. Panky gets humbled. No, see the FPS is dropping. You can see it in the corner up there. It's like it's not staying at a consistent. I need you to lock in. I need you to lock in. Your argument's falling apart. No, I need you guys to see what this game looks like. Okay, they're black. Now see, it's dropping. It's at like 50 FPS right now, and it's stuttering a lot. Yeah. So it's like averaging like 40 to 50 during fights. So it's actually not great at all. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but this game does not run great at epic settings. It runs great at like medium settings, but I have a 5060. I don't want to run at medium settings. I want to run at highest settings. So why are we dropping to like 40 to 50 during fights and it's stuttering? Because it's a 5070, you're fucking retarded. A 5070, you're fucking retarded. You aren't listening to my argument, you dumb fucking piece of shit. I said he's running the game on a 3060. And he's saying it runs great. What are we talking about? You dumb piece of shit. S tier rage bait. It's simply rage bait. I gotta. What? My old swimsuit is crazy, by the way. A master at work. I must take notes. Please run past. Please run. Okay. I didn't want to fight. Okay. I want to fight you anyway. Whatever. No, it's. What are we talking about? Yeah. What is going on? Like you see the frames in this shit? It's ass. I'm afraid. It's dog shit. It's horrible. Phantom Stars, you already know what's up. Hi. Don't be afraid. I want to touch you inappropriately. Broken. Get broken, I'm afraid. All right, lock in. You already know what's up. Unlike Panky, I'm gonna go take a shower. I want you dead. I want to kill you. I wonder, am I actually able to teleport to I wonder if I'm able to teleport to what's his face's thing from here. Panky, what game should I play? Expedition 33. It's the best game of the year. Even though it kind of runs a little dookie. It runs a little dookie. Play Deltarune? Do not play Deltarune. Deltarune's bad. Rage bait, rage bait, rage bait. Rage bait, rage bait, rage bait. Fall for the rage bait. Fall for the rage bait. Yeah, fall for the rage bait. Look at how look at how black Verso is. Look at that beautiful ebony skin of his. That beautiful ebony skin. Sorry, chat. We're taking like a small detour from the video so I can show you that Expedition 33 does not run fantastic on epic settings. It in fact does not. Whatever he said, he lied. Your rage bait worked. I'm beating your ass later. Anyway, yeah. You were thinking it with your other head when you equipped the swimsuit. I was not! Can we get the other swimsuit? The one where it just has his cock out? Because he has another swimsuit. Swimsuit 1? I don't know where I get the other swimsuit for him, but there's another swimsuit where it just has his cock and balls out. Baguette. Y'all trying to fuck in the baguette? That game is peak. I love it. Anyway. The guy lied. I don't know what he's talking about. Expedition 33 doesn't run the best at max settings.
Feels like what would be a
now if you play it at like medium settings, it runs great. But like I said, I won't play it at medium settings.
Where it's like pretty demanding. It looks pretty good with the dynamic illumin lighting system and stuff. But you can
what the fuck? Oh, it's at medium.
Also play with just a little bit of upscaling at 1440p on a 3060 and still get like over 60 FPS. So you can get games running well in Unreal Engine as long as you work to optimize it. Yet Wukong runs
maybe you're just not pure of heart. I guess I'm not.
I've seen you.
Just like the Oblivion remaster. This game was very heavily
Oh yeah. The performance on this one was rough.
Praised, and I'm probably gonna ruin your nostalgia a bit here because when I was playing,
like, I'm so sorry, but it's like these games that are coming out nowadays that have like mediocre graphics at best should not be running as bad as they are. They really should not. Like, I don't see how, like, I just don't see like how people are defending this. Like, the Oblivion remake doesn't even look that great. Why is it running at a consistent 30 FPS on modern hardware? What are we talking about?
On RTX 3060, I was thinking that the experience is actually pretty good because you go through this cave section at the beginning. The 3060 was handling it at like almost 60 FPS, even being upscaled to 4K. I was like, okay, this is running pretty well. Even though it's Unreal Engine 5, like, maybe they figured out how to make this game run well.
What the hell is that thing, bro?
That's what happened. So like it was like pretty fine performance, and then it got really rough. We dropped into the 30s.
Notice how crazy lag on stream. Is my stream lagging at all for you guys, or is it just like Fizzy? Fizzy's the second person I've seen say this in chat. Is my stream running fine for everybody, or is it super laggy?
And it fell the fuck apart. And I had to scale back the graphics very, very heavily. I had to drop to medium settings. I had to go to 1080p. At native 1080p, and it still couldn't even achieve 60 FPS
right. It's just you
on this graphics card. So you pretty much have to use upscaling even on the most popular graphics card in the world, which is the RTX 3060, which basically means that this is the recommended way to play the game because this is what most people have. So they want you to use upscaling at 1080p. And that's the thing.
I don't know if that's a sound argument, but I get it. Like, the most used graphics card in the entire world right now, like based, so if you don't know what he's talking about, Steam released statistics recently where they showed how many people are running stuff on like what hardware, and they released stats that the RTX 3060 is the most used graphics card on their whole platform right now. And if Steam says the most used graphics card to run their games on their platform is a RTX 3060, then everyone's using a 3060 because everyone uses Steam basically. Nobody's exclusively using Epic Games. Let's be real. I just joined a gameplay just to say this isn't just chatting. This is playing. No, this is not. Like, I get what he's saying where it's like, oh, this is the most popular one, but it's like, I don't know. This argument could apply to like something like, I don't know, like when a new console like comes out or something like that. Like let's say the Xbox Series X comes out and everyone's like, well, the most popular Xbox right now is the Xbox One. So like we should have games running at Xbox One. We should be able to run games on Xbox One, when it's like that's not really how it works. But like, you know, anyone who exclusively uses Epic Games should be removed from the gene pool. That's crazy, by the way. I use Epic Games. Oh. Killer Queen, I'm sorry. We gotta remove you. We gotta remove you from the gene pool. We gotta remove you from the gene pool. I'm sorry. Yeah. I got a few games for a good price, that's all. Put Killer Queen in the crystal. We're putting you in the crystal, Killer Queen. I'm sorry.
If you were to think like, oh, you could just switch it to low settings in the game and get away with that. No, low settings look awful, and I wouldn't recommend anybody play on low settings for this game.
I have no plan to download Epic.
So Oblivion Remastered kind of falls into this trap. The Unreal Engine is a huge visual uplift from what the old game did. But if you were to look at the old game, I don't even think I have to show you this, but you could probably run that at 2 billion FPS.
Not to be an AMD glazer, but the AMD GPUs might be able to run these games a bit better. It doesn't matter that the AMD GPUs can run the games better. It's the fact that the games aren't running good at all when the games don't look that great. I mean, the Oblivion remake looks okay, but it's not like some insane fucking like technical marvel like Red Dead Redemption 2 was. Guys, do me a favor. Okay. Okay. I need you guys to understand. Okay. Red Dead Redemption 2 performance benchmark. Like I need you guys to like just like do me a favor, okay? Like Red Dead Redemption 2 is like one of like the best like looking games of all time, right? It's one of the best looking games of all time. And the game is relatively like well optimized on PCs. And this is like one of the best looking games that have come out in recent memory. In this game, it can run relatively well. So if Red Dead Redemption 2 can run relatively well on like on like a 30 series of graphics card, then why the hell does the Oblivion remake not run that great? What are we talking about? Division 2 wasn't on Steam when it comes to PC. Yeah, we gotta put you in the crystal. It's only gonna be a week, man. It's only gonna be a week, okay? Where the fuck is where's my soundboard?
Get in the crystal. Sorry, buddy, get in the crystal.
Get in the crystal, okay? Get in the crystal.
Get in the crystal. Sorry, buddy, get in the crystal.
But I don't know, like,
Let's take a look at the graphic settings.
Maybe I'm crazy. But if Red Dead Redemption can run at like pretty good settings, look, I'm just saying. The Epic Games giving free games are the worst. PlayStation did the same thing, but the games are dog shit. That's true. I don't want to play NBA 2012. Please, no, I don't want the crystal. You're going in the crystal, Killer Queen, okay? Lock in. We're talking about how modern games run like dog shit. And I'm trying to make a point that if one of the most technically impressive like games graphically of all time, Red Dead Redemption 2, can run on pretty middle of the pack hardware like nowadays, look, we're doing something wrong. If this can run at like a consistent 60 on middle of the pack hardware, look, we're doing something wrong.
If you were to look at the old game, I don't even think I have to show you this, but you could probably run that at 2 billion FPS. Oblivion Remaster still has the old creation engine underneath it. So what they basically did is they nested the creation engine inside of the Unreal Engine 5, and then Unreal
I'm just saying this looks nothing like Red Dead Redemption 2, and it has worse performance.
Engine is doing all of
Way
the
worse.
different effects within the game, the visual effects, the new assets, the lighting, but then the old game is still right beneath it, which makes it pretty cool because you can still have a faithful recreation of the old game. But now you're going through basically 2 engines. Unreal Engine 5 is already very hard to run, and I don't know where some of these visual problems can come from.
Like, look
what
at
I
that.
find
What are we talking
interesting,
about, dude?
there are
Oh
some
my God.
major issues with how this game looks.
30
For
to 40
example,
FPS?
I just
Are we
have my
dead ass?
sword here by this little lake. My sword is like reprojecting a reflection inside of the lake, which makes no physical sense whatsoever. Why is my sword reflecting like that all over the lake? It doesn't even have lumen reflections in the game. How these work, it's reprojecting some things you see on your screen onto the reflection of the water. And because of how the creation engine is built, and you can kind of like zoom out your character, so you can go into third person or go back into first person in these type of games. So your character, at least from what I'm assuming why this visual bug happens, since your character's always loaded into Oblivion Remaster, that's going to make these weird issues with the screen space reflections or any other screen space lighting effect.
Does
CP
anything,
really? That's just
run
another
on
example
an
of a game that
RTX
can fall into the
2060?
Unreal Engine.
I don't know. I think so. Like, not like the best settings, but I think it can run.
I guess trap. Now let's quickly hop over to another ray tracing required game, and that is AC Shadows, or Assassin's Creed Shadows.
What? Assassin's Creed Shadows requires it? What?
Shadows, or Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't know why I have so many names for this game. And if you were to hop on the RX 6700, which is basically the same.
The fact that people unironically were like excited to play Assassin's Creed Shadows and were defending it when it came out are crazy. Like, I cannot imagine being such a corporate slot pay piggy to defend Ubisoft garbage like this.
GPU that's in the PS5
and think it's okay.
does have ray tracing on it, then you're going to barely be able to play this game.
You are such a corporate piggy if you defend this shit.
In general, because at 1080p with medium settings using the ray tracing everywhere, you're gonna be looking at the high 30s, maybe low 40s. Now you can
It doesn't even look that good. Wait, is he using a 9800 X3D with this 30 series GPU?
restrict the ray tracing
I don't know. It says 80.
to only be
I don't
used in your hideout within the game. The rest of the game just uses some kind of basic GI. But this game really looks extremely different if you don't use ray tracing. So like ray tracing, I think, is pretty much required for this game. And if you turn it on this specific graphics card, then you're only getting in the high 30s for frames, which is just not a very good experience. And we hop over to RTX 4060 in this game. I tried this at 1440p, but being scaled up from 720p, so DLSS performance. And we could get pretty close to 60 FPS. Not quite 60. I did find some funny bugs. Look at this texture. So I'm on an 8GB graphics card right now.
Oh my God.
Popping in and out of existence.
What the hell? That's awful.
Over and over again. You might want to say, well, we could just use frame generation to get over 60 FPS, and it didn't really help me in the.
You should not be using frame generation to get to 60. You should be able to run games at native 60 and use DLSS to give you like a boost of frames of like 10 or 15. You should not be relying on DLSS to give you up to 60. This is wrong.
This game at all. The only way to get Assassin's Creed Shadows to run decently is when you have enough baseline performance to start using upscaling, it seems like. So if you hop over to like the RTX 4070 at 1440p, you only have to upscale a little bit and you can get over like 70 FPS a lot of the time. Then you need to have higher performance so you don't have way too low res of an upscale for these
Dog
games.
shit Ubisoft slop, I'm afraid.
These are just some games that are having a lot of issues, and there's probably plenty more you can think of. Leave the worst optimized games in the comments.
Okay, so it can run okay 2060 with low graphics and run medium or high with the 3080.
Below. And don't even mention all of the CPU related problems in these games now. It feels like it uses more of your CPU than it does your GPU, and your GPU almost doesn't matter anymore. But I'll probably leave that for an upcoming video. But that really brings me down to the crux of optimization. You know, optimization is not
dog
like,
shit.
oh, I can run a bajillion FPS, but the game looks like a worse version of Minecraft. It's not that. What optimization is finding the best balance of visuals and performance, and then combining those to make an optimized game. You hop over to a lot of these games, and maybe except for like Assassin's Creed Shadows or something, but the level of visual fidelity that you're getting for the performance it's asking of your system just doesn't feel worth it at all. So it started to get me thinking, why are developers making games that look like this, that run like this? How is this becoming the norm that so many games are releasing in this state? I think the major reason for this, and almost every single game that we looked at has this as in some way, shape, or form, some type of
what is that in the background? Is that like his cat or something, or like his dog?
Real-time lighting for the dynamic environments. That's the major thing, and it's very, very performance taxing on your system. So we looked at Unreal Engine 5 games, which has Nanite and Lumen. There's also other games that require...
I'm a guy where it's like, I don't care if a game like looks like divine or like I don't care if like a game looks like this like divine like work of art from the gods, like crafted by the gods to look beautiful. I just want my games to run well, right? And it's like, I want my games to run well at pretty okay graphic settings.
Ray tracing in general, like Doom the Dark Ages and Assassin's Creed Shadows, that use the ray tracing.
I just want
for
my games to look like nice.
I think Monster Hunter Wilds uses some type
I don't
of
want to have to. I don't want to have to like shoot myself in the foot and run my shit at the lowest settings just to get like over 60 FPS. It fucking sucks.
Ray tracing, I'm not even 100% sure on that, but to me, I just don't know how the game runs so shitty and doesn't even look that good. But the lighting is somewhat accurate. And the reason it seems like devs are using this real-time lighting system is because, one, it makes a more interactable environment for the player. So that's like a player-focused perspective. Yeah, you could do something like Overwatch 2 does, where you can still hit
It's been proven that games
it doesn't really update the lighting and the surroundings.
Like I said, I don't need games to look like beautiful works of art. I just need the games to look nice when I play them and not run like shit because of it.
Really make an impact as much as you might think. But you could be using like real-time lighting like Lumen, and then when you do move something, everything updates in real time. Then also another major benefit to using real-time lighting, when they're developing the game, it saves them a lot of time because they don't have to go through and bake lights and optimize environments nearly as much. You go into something like Unreal Engine, and it uses Nanite for the LODs, so instead of using levels of details, which you have to pre-make these objects in order to make them run more optimized as they get farther away from you. Nanite does that on its own. And certain systems like with Witcher 4 and CDPR are making Nanite run more efficiently. So we'll see where that goes into the future. But then you combine that with Lumen, which is a real-time lighting system, and it almost feels like Unreal Engine is something that you can just place objects into an environment and it's just going to kind of figure everything out for you, which isn't the case at all. You can make Unreal Engine 5 games run so much smoother than they do, but at least on the surface, it can kind of
I feel like what developers are doing is that they're over relying on the fact that Unreal Engine like is so easy to work with that they're getting lazier, right? So like these developers are like, they make a game in Unreal Engine 5 and they make it and it plays well enough to where they're like, it'll run fine, it doesn't matter. And they forget about the part where you need to actually optimize the game, because Unreal Engine, it is cool. It gives you a lot of tools to like actually like have the game run well without much effort, but it's like they don't realize that like you do still need to go back into the game and tinker it to actually get it to run well. They just rely, it was like, oh well, it runs well enough. Like devs are getting lazy.
Like a drag and drop thing for developers, which makes development a lot faster and a lot cheaper. So I get why developers would want to use a real-time lighting system, and honestly, I think it looks good if they can present it properly. And everything with these real-time lighting effects runs so much worse than their counterparts in the industry that don't use that type of thing. And we also see in many games, like, yeah, this real-time lighting on the surface has a lot of benefits, but also can look worse in certain situations because it's actually a lower resolution that we're trying to make up. I do want to say that there is examples of
so can someone make a game that actually runs well in Unreal?
Well.
No, you can make a game that runs really well in Unreal, but they're using Unreal's already like pretty, like honestly, pretty solid fucking engine. Like Unreal is a good engine and it allows you to get games to run really well. But it's like these developers are relying on it like being like halfway decent that they don't feel like finishing the rest of the work. Like it's crazy, brother. It's insane. Wrong.
years that use day-night cycles and everything, so it's been somewhat worked around. Not even sure of all the intricacies of those systems, but a recent game like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 did use a software ray tracing system for the lighting, surprisingly, and it ran pretty well. So like that game looks pretty damn good. I would call Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Unreal Engine isn't easy to learn. It has so much stuff in it. Most devs aren't using it optimally, therefore end up not properly
An
optimizing the game.
title
It's so
because
silly.
it hits a really nice balance.
You want me to be real with you? You want me to be real with you? I think devs are lazy. I think devs are lazy. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say the thing that we're not allowed to say. I think developers are lazy. I think they're saying that because they're lazy. They don't want to do their job. That's what I think. I think developers are lazy. And people like Pirate Software and Thor only reinforce my point that devs are lazy. People like Pirate Software, they just say development is so hard, but it's like, you want to know what I think? I think you're just lazy and you're not doing your job. I don't care if it's hard to use. It's your job to learn it. Fuck you! I don't care if it's hard to learn. It is your job to learn it. You give people an easier way to run a game and just stop caring. Most people just use Unity because it's brain dead easy.
Balance of this real-time lighting while not having that many visual compromises. They did an amazing job on this, and it's an open world game as well. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was built on the Cry engine. Yes, the same engine that made Crysis 3. You know things are bad when nowadays that engine runs much better than the other engines that other studios have made. Yeah, not really a great look there, but Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is an absolutely awesomely
It demands much more than that.
She didn't make
No, but here's the thing, is that Unreal Engine is easy to make a game with no optimization. It is so... Have you seen the amount of Unreal Engine slop on Steam? Where developers go into Unreal Engine and they slap together a bunch of fucking assets that they get from the Unreal Engine store, and they just slap, or they slap in from the Unreal Engine and they slap it together and it looks like a halfway decent game because Unreal Engine makes games look good without even having to try. I actually think it's way easier to make a base game on Unreal Engine. Now, I don't know how easy it is or how hard it is to optimize the game in Unreal Engine, but I actually think it's way easier to build a halfway decent looking game on Unreal Engine and just shitting it out.
Oh, she's about to get down. So like, I'm bored.
Barrier to entry,
Obviously,
something slop
hasn't
output.
really been advancing that much every generation. This applies to consoles too, but like every generation, we're not getting more and more powerful hardware. But at the same time, the developers who are making these games should also be making the games for what is available right now. If you see things on the Steam hardware survey, I mean, that's what people have, you know? So you just have to make games for what people have. So it's very disappointing to see in so many games how unoptimized it is. And it's also very refreshing when you see games run extremely well. Stellar Blade. This is also an Unreal Engine game. Is built in Unreal Engine 4, not 5. And it's because in 4, they're using a lot of the baked lighting effects that were already a thing, but in the past, that ran so much better. And if you
That's crazy. It's an Unreal Engine game that runs well. It's almost like they actually bothered to like put effort into the game. Those devs just use UE because of its insane graphics and freedom of things you can do with it, but past that, they're either too lazy or too bad to fix the game.
Tell me, a Stellar Blade, I'm not talking about the protagonist, looks very good. It graphically still looks very good, and you can run this game on an RTX 4060 at native 1440p on high settings and get like over 60 FPS and run completely fine.
That's crazy.
This is the type of graphical level that I would think we'd still be at. Now, the only problem that Stellar Blade really has, and I don't really blame them to be honest, but the game wants more than 8 gigabytes of VRAM, and a lot of graphics cards that are very popular have 8 gigabytes of VRAM. So if you want to play at high settings, even medium settings,
I think I'm at like 12 to 16 gigabytes of VRAM, so I think I'm good.
It does push 8 gigabytes and you don't get a very smooth experience. That's where you talk to the hardware manufacturers, because we've been on 8 gigabyte GPUs since 2017 or
yeah, like it's really popular to have like GPUs with like 8 gigabytes, but dude, holy fuck. The more VRAM, the better.
2016.
Kojima pulling off in Death Stranding 2 is the witchcraft.
Since these have been mainstream, so I don't really blame them for pushing 8 gigabytes. Now, another game I mentioned earlier that does run well is Expedition 33, and that's also an Unreal Engine 5 game that uses Nanite and Lumen as far as I can tell. And honestly, that game still looks pretty damn good. It has some visual issues.
It's a great looking game, but like it is not well optimized.
Issues like some of the post-processing effects I think are pretty low resolution, and the environment detail is not amazing, but they made a really good compromise of what the game looks like versus how much performance does it take on your system. So obviously in Unreal Engine 5, it can be done. And I think they did a good balance here. And the last game I want to mention that's
why does your cat have gray girl name? What? What? Why does your cat have frat girl name? Ashley? I don't know. I got her from an adoption center, and that's just the name they gave her. I don't know.
Optimized, and this one
I couldn't pick it out. She already had the name, so I'm not gonna change her name.
In this game looks good. You don't need all of the ray tracing like hullabaloo that's in the game. You don't really need it. These are just some of the games that I want to point specifically towards that I see it hit a really nice balance of visual fidelity.
Yeah, it's brother. Red Dead Redemption 2, 1440p native at max set, 1440p native max settings, and he's hitting a consistent like 60 FPS with it at native max settings. One of the best looking games that have come out in the last decade at max settings on a 4060. Native? No DLSS, no nothing? Hey Tony, get me a pizza with nothing. Nothing? Get me a pizza with no DLSS. No DLSS? What the hell?
Well optimized titles. Why not make your game
That's crazy, by the way.
Accessible and make it run on more systems? But that's about where I'm at it. So many games releasing right now run like
no DLSS,
shit,
no break,
really
no bev. No!
Like I wish we saw more games that you could play on reasonable hardware at 1440p, which is a very reasonable and affordable resolution. But instead nowadays we're just like, oh, we're gonna upscale just to achieve 1080p gaming performance. Like that is just fucking stupid. So if this does change in the future as developers maybe start to wake up to like, hey, maybe we could make games run a little bit better than they are, like maybe prioritize the gameplay within your video game. Maybe I'm just too entitled for this. It's not like they can make it happen with Unreal Engine 4. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are there any games in particular that run super well or super bad that you want to point out? I just named a few in this video that I actually also did research for. But that's been it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and see you guys in the next video.
I want my games to run at 144p upscaled to 8K. It's over, I'm afraid. Anyway, that was a good video. I liked it. I think I think some people were right where it's like he got a little nitpicky, but I get where he was getting at. It's like if we could run a game, best looking game of in the last like decade, fucking Red Dead Redemption 2 at max settings, 1440p natively with like a consistent 60 FPS. There's no reason we shouldn't be able to run like fucking Marvel Rivals at max settings without it kind of dipping and it's whatever and fucking up bad.